Hello everyone, welcome to today's food show, where we're going to see some incredible body part delicacies. This isn't an art exhibit, it's delicious food made in the likeness of real women's bodies. The audience reacted hilariously, some with popping eyes, others with mouths wide enough for an egg. Some frowned in disgust, while others excitedly snapped photos. Such a sight. By the table, Hemingway, the food critic, proudly soaked up everyone's reactions. Hemingway spread his arms, presenting this extraordinary masterpiece of the century, with morbid pride declaring the dinner was a fusion of eroticism and beauty. He detailed the ingredients of this great dish: legs of handcrafted lamb, chest of finest veal. For vegans, the side was a creative mix of tofu and bones. Quite the effort. But this reimagined woman was no fictional character. 30 years ago, she was murdered at this motel on her honeymoon. That night, she enjoyed a sweat. They came here to enjoy the beauty of life, but little did they know, this supposed happy beginning turned out to be the end. Even more shocking, Catherine and Joe weren't the only victims. This bloody motel claimed 8 innocent lives in total. 30 years later, the real killer remains a mystery. All we know is his code name, Buffont. Now, this Cold River motel has reopened, transformed into a crime-themed hotel. What an interesting concept. Ruby and Pasha invited a crowd of true crime fanatics to their grand opening. This group included podcasters, actors, scholars, artists, spiritual guides, and eyewitnesses, all experts in their fields. But today they shared a common identity as zealous researchers of Cold River's infamous deeds. During the event, Ruby showcased this newly renovated death museum, with every room styled like a horror movie. The red doors marked the real crime scenes, with bloodstains and knife marks preserved just as they were. When night fell, Ruby and Pasha set up a special welcome dinner for the guests. And after they enjoyed the special dish prepared by Hemingway, the atmosphere became quite interesting. Hemingway served up a glass of deep red liquid with a consistency and colour that was quite unsettling. When the guests tried this drink, it had a bit of vodka, all the rest was Hemingway's blood. Wow, the room went so quiet you could hear a pin drop. The guests' reactions shifted from shocked anger and disgust, with some questioning the hygiene, but Hemingway was ready to defend himself. He asked everyone if they knew the health status of the animals they consumed, especially raw sushi. When someone pointed out the difference, Hemingway stressed he had just given them a piece of himself. Surprisingly, the spiritual guide expressed pure gratitude for Hemingway's actions. What a twist. This incident spiced up the characters of the group. Their obsession with death and extreme experiences had clearly crossed normal moral lines. Just then, a knock echoed from outside, and walked a couple. Their expressions mixed with worry as they begged for shelter from the terrible weather. Ruby's expression immediately turned cold, ruining the private weekend event. Yet the couple didn't give up, asking if they could park their RV until the storm passed. After some consideration, Ruby reluctantly agreed to let them stay overnight in the parking lot. As the other guests returned to their rooms, the actor faced his own inner turmoil, now 30 years old. Still deeply trapped in the teenage role that she portrayed as Catherine. For years, he tried to shake off the Catherine label, but that role had become rooted in him, and it's painful. He hoped the director wouldn't notice him. His mind was forever haunted by that image of the girl who gets killed in horror films. With that in mind, he headed towards the couple, and they immediately recognized him. They pointed out he once played Catherine, and he admitted he came because Ruby and Pasha wanted to reopen this motel to gain some attention. So Shomo successfully captured the audience's attention. Yet deep down, he was profoundly troubled by his traumatic past and the commercialization of those events. He felt so uncomfortable that he cautiously asked if he could hitch a ride to leave this unnerving place. Even if it was just to the next stop, he really didn't want to stay in this memory-filled, unsettling motel. Someone readily agreed, but as he was leaving, he bumped into the legendary masked killer. The actor, scared out of his wits, quickly ran into the woods, while the killer relentlessly pursued him. The fallen actor let out a gut-wrenching scream, until the sound of a nearby vehicle reached his ears, and he realized it was Ruby and Pasha filming for promotion. The actor was furious as Ruby and Pasha explained. Everything that's happening this weekend would be used for promotion of free true crime experience for the guests. It was a mutually beneficial collaboration, he thought, until the scholar insisted otherwise. When asked about his presence, the scholar explained it was for research material, and this argument unveiled everyone's true motives for being there. It also exposed the dark secrets of their personalities. More importantly, this argument revealed a key detail: he was the only paid guest, and even Hemingway was angry about it. Everyone questioned why there were free meals while the actor was being charged. Hemingway maliciously tore into the actor's career and looks. As other guests defended the actor, Hemingway mercilessly pressed on with his attacks. He mocked the actor for being famous just because he appeared nude in his youth. Other guests condemned Hemingway's actions. What a provocateur. When the bickering settled, the hot-headed chef Hemingway stormed away to the motel, passing by the sauna. He sat down on a bench, trying to calm himself when he noticed the masked killer at the door. He thought it was just Ruby and Pasha's promotional prank and yelled for them to back off, not realizing the killer had locked the sauna's door. Trouble. When the couple returned to the motel and finished the shower, Ruby charged them $335. Hemingway found the sauna increasingly hot, and when he tried to leave, he discovered the door was stuck. He knocked on the door calling for Ruby, panic in his voice. Things were getting dire. Feeling dizzy, Hemingway pleaded for someone to open the door.